As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with a bonus episode of 5 Good News Stories. A reminder, I've changed the publishing schedule to Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and looking at the numbers, seems like everybody's okay with that. Thank you for listening. This is a bonus episode about some good news coming out of the aftermath of the LA wildfires. A California fire chief single-handedly saved his brother's house, armed with a carton of milk and a few beers. Brian Fennessy was on his way back to check in on his brother, unable to get in contact with his brother. The fire chief said he was going to help if he could. As he arrived in Altadena, he got a phone call confirming that his brother and the family had safely evacuated. Since the chief was already in the area, he thought he might as well check in on his brother's house. As he pulled up, he soon saw the gas meter in the back of the house had caught fire. Nearby there was a hose, but no water came out. He said, "I thought I'd check the refrigerator, and all that was in there was some milk and a couple beers." We went back out and kind of ran back there and cooled it off and pulled it back a little bit. It wasn't completely out, so I wasn't sure if it was going to rekindle, but it was all I could do. As it turned out, it was enough. The 2 houses that the chief worked on were the only ones in the whole neighborhood not burned down. Randy lives in New Jersey. Her job was to help kids through some of the worst times of their lives, whether they're facing, say, surgery or a parent who's ill. She saw the fires and thought, I couldn't stop thinking, what would I grab if I had to leave? My 3-year-old stuffed animals. That's part of her own advice to parents, that bringing stuffed animals from home to the hospital creates a sense of normalcy in the midst of extremely challenging circumstances. But, she's in New Jersey. The fires are in L.A. She and her sister-in-law went on the internet. They set up an Insta to connect California families looking for certain comfort items with people elsewhere in the world who might have the same items on hand. The network is humming along. Matches include a hippo pillow from Spain and a sock creature from the Netherlands. One mom said, "You're taking one thing off my plate." 2 communities ravaged by the fire came together on the basketball court with a fundraiser game. Mateen plays for Palisades High School and said, "I think an event like this brings us together and makes us stronger." Andrew is the COO at St. Francis High School and said, "For the boys to be able to come together and compete against one another, but know that they're playing for something bigger than themselves is pretty awesome." The fundraiser had baked goods, donations, and lots of raffle prizes. They raised more than $7,000 with the proceeds split between Palisades and Eaton fire victims. St. Francis won the game, but for the players, Mateen said, "This was great, seeing both communities impacted by the fires come together. It's great to come out here. It's a great distraction from everything going on, and playing basketball has really helped me get back to normalcy during the game. I think this event was great." Vincent's family lost everything in the Eaton fire. He said, "A lot of people just tell me it's material things, but it's really your heart. It's hard to soak in." He was one of 200 visitors to the Altadena Teen Boys Fire Recovery, a 6-day donation drive. He joined other young men and their families walking around piles of donated shoes, hoodies, and sunglasses. Out back, there were football games on big screen TVs. Tables had comic books, board games, toys, and brand new footballs and basketballs. A lot of the visitors were interested in a station where volunteers set up custom skateboards donated by streetwear brand Golf Wang. Emmanuel is 18. Emmanuel is a student at Pasadena City College. He was one of the organizers. While volunteering at a girls' donation drive, a friend introduced him to Samantha, who wanted to launch a boys' version, inspired by her 8-year-old son's insistence on giving some of his toys to kids who had lost theirs in the fires. Emmanuel said, "It's been really hard just to have a regular conversation with people. You're still human and you still want to be treated like one. You don't want to be treated like a lost puppy all the time." White Smoke. The Path to a New Pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the Uninterrupted Listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
Tomorrow, Thursday, January 30th, the podcast Critical Role is doing a special live one-shot D&D adventure. Critical Role will host a chaotic and interactive one-shot charity live stream titled Freaky Thursday. It'll be live streamed on Critical Role's membership service Beacon, as well as their Twitch and YouTube channels, starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time, Thursday, January 30th. Fans can donate or purchase rewards that directly shape the story, and story elements with the most donations will take center stage in the D&D adventure. The group has a goal of raising $180,000. Each fundraising milestone reached will unlock unique surprises, including new allies, unexpected adversaries, or even character sheet swaps. Fans can continue to support their wildlife relief efforts through February 28th by going to the Critical Role Foundation. Nice job, fellow podcasters, and those are your 5 good news stories for today. Back tomorrow with a normal episode. See you then.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Nicole Byer, helping you make those rooms flyer. Today's style tip: when it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild! Like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Ooh, fierce! This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.